What's up, everybody? It's Trucking with Shamil. Today's video, we're going to talk about going through a toll booth with Easy Pass, going down a mountain that's got a brake check at the top of it, and how I got into trucking. Let's go. All right, hello everybody, we're back. So on this, I stated what I wanted to talk about in this video. The first portion is going to be going through the toll booth with Easy Pass. This is the West Virginia Turnpike. I'm going southbound on Interstate 77, 64. So the main thing with Easy Pass is you don't have to stop. Now, that don't mean fly through there 30, 40 mile an hour. These booths are very tight, and you got to also expect for a worker to be walking parallel to the booths. It's pretty simple. 5 miles an hour, break your speed down before you get to it. And the thing I see a lot with toll booths is people come up and they panic and they switch lanes at the last minute. The space is already confined. Know what lane you're going into, commit to that lane and stay there. I've been almost hit before because a guy wants to switch lanes at the last minute coming into the toll booth. Luckily, I expected that, so I was able to counter it. It don't matter if the lane says Easy Pass or not. Every lane for the West Virginia Turnpike is Easy Pass. Even if it's attended there, you could pull up and roll through there. Break your speed. It's simple. I'm going to break my speed down. Like I said, it's tight. I'm going to ease through there. I'm going to get the green light. I'm going to keep on going. Now, once that I stop, right here, I've already committed to the Easy Pass lane. I'm there. But any lane that's open, it could be Easy Pass. I'm break my speed down. I'm going to get through there safely, and I'm going to roll through. It's that simple. It's just that simple. Watch how simple it is. They don't got to panic. I see it gets people in an uproar. They stop. Oh, man, I seen a guy make a U-turn at a toll booth. Green light, we rolling through. Got a truck on the shoulder up here. Even though my speed ain't that great coming out of this toll booth because I'm not hot dogging and getting in it for the weather and then just because how I drive anyway, I got this space and opportunity. I'm going to give him space. I don't know if he's standing out there or not. I'm going to slide to the left, and then I'm going to slide back to the right. It's just that simple. Guys, it ain't got to be harder than what it is. We just roll through the toll booth. We on our way. We going to deal with the snow and see what the day got to offer. That was it. 2 minutes on how to get through the Easy Pass lane of a toll booth. And we back at it. So yeah, you may have an issue with the bumper. If you got the bumper Easy Pass icing up and it don't read, but even so, they'll build a company for it. So that was it. On this next clip, we are now on 64 eastbound. We're still in West Virginia. On this part of the road, if you've ever traveled this part, 64 East, West Virginia, east of Beckley, you know that there's a mountain over here called Sandstone. And on this mountain, before you go down, there's a brake check at the top of the hill. Once again, this ain't, it's easy. We're going to show you guys how to do it, what to expect on this particular route. And it's something that once you do it a couple times, you'll shake your nerves, and the more you do it, the easier it'll become. And so coming up to this brake check, there's probably 4 warnings. Three signs, one with flashing lights. All trucks must exit. Brake check ahead. Trucks get off. But yet, I've still, in my years of running this route, I've still seen where loaded trucks, like a flatbed, I can't tell if a van or a reefer or a tanker is loaded, but I've seen it where trucks have went over this hill without coming to the brake check. And if you're loaded, it never ends well because this is a steep hill. The guys smoke the brakes up going down the hill. Before we even get to the first runaway ramp, guys will be sitting on the shoulder with their brakes smoking because it's so steep. And that's the point of the brake check. Is there's 2 points that I see for the brake check. One is to get you off, that way you're coming to a stop and you're getting back on the highway at a lower speed. 2 is to space the trucks out so they're not on top of each other. Here in the summertime, they were doing construction on this hill where it was down to 1 lane, and where you got guys who are maybe going a little faster than other guys. They would be trying to hold their load back, and they would burn their brakes up. We just passed a sign said mandatory truck stop 1 3/4 mile, brake check ahead. We just passed the first sign. Okay, so for me, I try to give it space. If I see a truck going out, I'll wait a little bit, then I'll come out. I've had instances where guys were coming out behind me when it was down to 1 lane, and they're holding it back behind me. I'm holding mine back. Speed limit's only 45. So there's a second sign. All trucks, commercial vehicles must exit. There was a second sign. And so I'm confused on how guys miss this. There's another sign. All trucks, 1 mile. Now, I don't know if the exit confused them because it's an actual exit, but then we stay to the left, You'll see how it navigates up here, but I don't know if that's the part that's confusing to them to make them keep going or what. But this is where you even if you've never ran this route, you see those signs, so you should be preparing yourself. Here's the next sign with the flashing lights coming up. All trucks, commercial vehicles, 3/4 of a mile. So you should be preparing yourself for this brake check. Even if you've never experienced it, you're getting off. Well, that's the next sign said. Downhill, trucks 45 mile an hour. You go over this hill without stopping and you're loaded, you're going to regret it. There's the next sign. All trucks. You in the truck, there's no reason for you to keep going, even if you're empty, because sometimes, see, the DOT sit at this brake check. Even if you're empty, you go over that hill, you're getting a ticket. All trucks to the left to the brake check. All trucks stop, check brakes. You could get out and check them. You could pull in, come to a stop, and keep going. The point is to have you at a low gear when you're going downhill, because if you go over top, loaded, you will never catch that gear going down. Never. And you will have a runaway truck. 7 or 8 signs. I said 3 or 4. There was 7 or 8 letting you know that you're getting ready to go down a hill. So, what's that sign say? Runaway truck ramps. 2 miles, 4 1/4 miles. Speed limit, 45 miles an hour. Vehicles over 26,000 pounds. If you're in a tractor trailer, if you're in a Class B truck, you are 45 miles an hour down this hill. There's the sign showing you that this is a curvy, hilly road for the next 5 miles. Runaway ramp at 2 miles, runaway at 4 3/4. So I'm coming out. For me, I think I have like 41,000 pounds on. For my truck to hold my weight back at this speed, I will run it. I'm going down it in 16th. Now, I got very good jakes. For speed limit's 45. I'll get it to 50. I'll back it off to 40. You don't ride your brakes. It's not no hold the brake down till you slow down type of deal. You're going to burn your brakes up, and this is a steep hill. I put my flashers on. Those cars are doing 65, 70. I'm going significantly slower than they are. There's 70 mile an hour for cars. Trucks are doing 45. Flashers on. You're going slow. There's no need to be in a rush going down this hill. When you're coming out of that ramp from the brake check, you don't need to be gassing on it, seeing as fast as you can go. That's not what that is. Even on flat land, I talked about it. It's hard on the trucks doing that. Let the motor do it what it needs to do. Before Jake brakes came along, there was trucks that didn't have Jakes. They made it down this hill just fine. It's called stab braking. You back it off to you get it up to 50, 5 miles over, back it off to 40 with a constant pressure. Let it do what it's going to do. It'll build itself back up slowly. Back it off. It's called stab braking. You don't keep your foot on the brake all the way down the hill. You're going to burn them up. So that's what I do going down. But my Jakes are very good. They hold me back just fine. So I don't need a lot of braking going down this hill. But if you do, 5 over, 5 under. That's your buffer. That's your window. Anything over that, you're getting it out of control. You're getting out of control. You're risking getting a ticket. You will get a ticket for going downhill. I got one going down Grapevine in California years ago. He got me for 5 over. You will get a ticket. Even though I explained to him, sir, I don't want to burn my brakes up going down this hill. He still gave me a ticket. But that's the safest way to get down this hill. Next 3 miles, we still going downhill. So we about halfway down yet. We coming up on the first runaway ramp, 1 mile. So this is the point where if you've missed the brake check, or you're having brake problems, or your brakes are hot, you've been riding them, this is the point where you're going to be making a decision to say, hey, am I going in the runaway ramp, or am I staying out on the highway? This is the point where you're going to make the decision coming up on the first ramp, because we still going downhill, and you will need to decide. Trucks take this ramp. They do. It's some snow covering the ramp. If it wasn't, you will be able to see where the gravel has been grooved out from trucks taking this first ramp. And a lot of this hill is steep, and a lot of it is they missed the brake check. Like I said, guys will go, I'll be sitting in the brake check, getting ready to come out. I'll look to my left, and one will be going over the top. And I'm like, whoa, this ain't going to be good. So, yeah, you'll see what the runaway ramp looks like. And this is a gravel ramp that's dug out onto the side of the hill. So they hit that ramp, the gravel slows them down, it sinks them in, and they come to a stop, Here's the first ramp. Nobody's taking it. They plowed it back a little bit, but we're at the first ramp. So we know that was 2 miles down the hill. Another one was 4 1/4. So we've made it successfully past the first hill. And most mountain roads are curvy and hilly. They're in the mountains. There's not a lot of straight, flat land. There's a lot of curves, the way the rocks go, the way they had to dig the road out. It's very beautiful over here. But don't get it confused. You will get yourself in trouble over here. Mountain roads have a lot of snow. Luckily, this road, they take care of it pretty good. And whatnot. So we're still going down. We're still keeping our speed safe. Okay, next ramp is a 1/2 mile. So we know if you pass the first one and you have brake problems, you say, I'm going to ride it out. This is another point where you're going to say, hey, can I make it or can I not? I got to make a choice. This is another one. Ramp goes to the right. Our speed limit is still 45. Like I said, you will get a ticket on this road. And when you get to the bottom of the hill, it'll say in truck speed limit. You can continue on or whatnot. Around this corner is the second ramp. There's the second one. Now, we know there was only 2 on this road. So that means either we getting to the bottom or we running out of real estate. But to tell you how many there are lets you know towards the end of where the steep part is. So that second ramp, we're coming to the bottom of it. So remember what I said right here, in truck speed limit 45. So now you're safe to be able to get back up to 70 or 65, whatever your truck would do. You're out of the clear on that now, which is good. So we have safely made it down the hill. There's a truck on the shoulder, so I got over. I don't know about you guys. I get over for everything. Broken down vehicle, cop, truck, it don't matter. I give them the space. I get over. You all should be doing it. I see cars that don't do it. I see trucks that don't do it. It's been times I've gotten over to let a truck over, and they still won't get over. I don't get it. It's times that I'll put my signal on to get over. A car won't let me over, and I get it. Nobody wants to be behind a truck, but you can't see what I see. It could be a cop. It could be somebody out there changing their flat tire. Anything. People switch drivers on the side of the highway, which is never good. That's how people get hit. One day it may be you standing on the side of the road that needs somebody to get over for you, and they won't. Just keep that in mind. Think about other people. I get over for everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm coming over to give them that space safely. So on the backside of this mountain, obviously after a couple miles, we'll start climbing the hill. But let's talk about how I got into trucking. Trucking was always a childhood dream of mine. As far as I can remember, Tonka toys, dump trucks, Heck, I wanted to be a firefighter. I didn't care about putting out the fire. I wanted to drive a fire truck, trash truck. It didn't matter. When somebody asked me what I want for my birthday, I wanted a truck cake. I want a truck from the store. Trucks was always my go-to. Childhood dream of mine. I used to take the laundry basket, the circular one, sit in the recliner, act like I was driving, turning, man. Truck movies. My family would take trips to Georgia, where my mom was from, and I would count how many trucks would blow the horn for me. I could look at the back of a truck and guess what model it was, man. I was always fascinated with trucks. I would request the booklets from Kenworth, just to be able to look at them. And look now, I drive a Kenworth, but things like that. I had the CDL booklet, man. I was 15 or 16 reading the CDL booklet. So that truck, I always knew that I would be a truck driver in some form or capacity. I knew it. When I turned 21, I was able to go on the road. I went on the road as soon as I turned 21. I'll be 35 in March, so that lets you know how long I've been doing this. We had a family reunion, and my late Aunt Joyce, may she rest in peace. She said, "Man, you the only person." I know they used to call me Man. That was my nickname. She said, Man, you the only person I know that said as a child they was going to be a truck driver and actually did it. You knew back then. I already knew. I knew I wasn't going to college. I knew that. I knew man, go be a truck driver, man. So always been fascinated with them. So in a sense, I'm living out my childhood dream now, getting into it. I realized some things, as a kid I thought wasn't true and whatnot, being an actual truck driver or what. But overall, it's been a good profession to me. I've been able to provide for my family, man, to see some parts of the country I may not have gotten to see. And some I like, some others I don't really care for. So one state is Texas. They said Texas, you either love it or you hate it. I don't really care for it. So that's one state I really don't care for. But yeah, so that's how I got into trucking. That's my story. I'm still doing it. I've learned a lot over the years. I'm still learning every day. I was a guy that got tickets, speeding tickets, being over on my act so I didn't waste stuff. Don't be that guy. Keep your license clean. Now I'm at a point where I don't got no points or anything like that. I do things the right way. But them tickets ain't never fun, man. I was working for a company that told me if you get one more ticket before this next one falls off, we're gonna have to fire you. That's not a good place to be mentally, because they got insurance requirements, so just think about that, man. And I was on eggshells after that. Eventually that ticket fell off, but you don't want to be wondering if you're gonna have a job or not because you got too many tickets. Then you go try to work somewhere and they're like, oh no, insurance won't cover you, and whatnot. So that's just things to think about that I've learned over the years. I'm a little older, more mature now, and whatnot. So that's my story, man. Like I said, I pull a tanker now for the last 3 years. Pulling a tanker, it's got its ups and downs. I don't know if I can go back and bumper dock or not. Yeah, I kind of got it made doing tanker. I kind of got it made where I'm at. So once I've pulled reefer, dry van, doubles. I've touched freight. Once you figure out your niche and what you like, stick to it. And gain your experience and grow from it. And there's so many different avenues, and whether you want to be local, over the road, regional, dedicated, food service, deliver gasoline. There's so many things you could do in trucking, man. You keep your license clean, you'll always have a job to fall back on, no matter what. If you want to get your hazmat, there's so many different haul machinery. I mean, it's so many different. Drive a dump truck. I got a friend that drives a dump truck. He loves it. It's so many different things you can do. So now we're getting ready to climb this next hill. 3 lanes. And something I'm seeing a lot of in the trucking community, especially running this route, is trucks climbing hills in the middle lane with nothing on the right. Man, come on. I don't know what it's been so long since I've been in trucking school. I don't know what they teaching. But get in the right, because you're forcing people. If I'm passing you on the right, going up a hill, you're in the wrong lane. It just forces other drivers to scramble. It's unsafe and it's irresponsible. Get over. There's no reason to climb that hill in that middle lane, man. It's not. And the thing about a tank is keeping your momentum, or even any kind of truck, keeping your momentum going. When you have to slow down for another driver, it just takes your momentum away going up the hill. So we're going to climb this hill. This is a pretty good climb too. Once again, I drop below 40. I'll have my flashers on. I know that I got this power to get up this hill, but I'm not mashing the pedal to the floor. You see some guys on these long pulls, they're pulled over, they're leaking coolant, oil, whatever. It's too much pressure on these motors. Let the truck, torque, and turbo do what it needs to do to get you up the hill. It will. Trust me, you will save yourself in the long run. The wear and tear on equipment, the breaking down, the sitting on the side of the road, waiting on a tow truck, spending money. Trust me, you will save yourself in the long run. Even if the company will bail you out, you still got to sit on the side of the road. You ain't getting paid for sitting there. Please, guys, listen to me. Let the truck work for you. What that sign just said. Slower traffic, keep right. That don't mean stay in the middle. No trucks allowed in the left lane, so you better not be out in that left lane even if you're empty. That lane violation ticket is a moving violation. You do not want one of those. Stay out of that left lane. I had a friend, 3 lanes in Michigan. Cop got somebody pulled over. He's in the middle lane. He gets in the 3rd lane to let a truck get over in the middle lane. Well, after they passed the cop, the truck fell back to the right. He fell back to the middle lane. He got a ticket for that. Even though he got over for another cop, that cop still put him over and gave him a ticket, man. These are things you have to deal with as a driver. Morally, he did the right thing. But by the law, they got him. He did the wrong thing. So, yeah, we're climbing this road. The roads are a little wet, so that lets me know that getting towards, we're in the mountains, we're going to hit some snow up ahead. The road wasn't this wet back there. Where we came down sandstone, it wasn't that wet. So that lets me know we're getting up towards the top. So I ain't worried about who passed me right here. They could be empty loaded. Do your thing. Let your truck get up there. You drive your truck how you want. I'm going to drive mine right. This is a nice pull. It is. Probably about 14 on this hill right here. Like I said, you can see that the zipper there is starting to get a little more accumulated. You can actually see the snow falling. So we just taking our time. Like I said, letting the truck do its deal. It's going to get us up there. 565 Cummins with that 18 speed. It do work. Oh, it works. She'll run. Oh, Dorothy will run with the best of them. That's the name of my truck, by the way, Dorothy. She'll run. So I ain't worried about it. Just get up safely. Keep your flashes on, Always look in your mirrors. Check your surroundings. See what's going on around you and whatnot. There's no shoulder right here. So there'll be times that a truck may be broken down, but he will have to be in that right lane because there's no shoulder. That's part of looking ahead, seeing ahead. When we get towards the top of this hill, there's a curve. So you may come around that curve, it may not see him. But for me, I run my CB all the time, at least on low. Even if I got it squelched out, I can hear what's around me. And they do it pretty good. There's a lot of loggers that run this road. They do pretty good at calling out stuff that's going on. Now, notice I said when we get towards the top, I could tell it's starting to snow a little more. This lane is starting to get accumulated. So that's just something to keep an eye out for. They've been sawing, you can see it. They've been out taking care of it. But look at the left lane now. Look how quick, just like that. Look how quick the road turned to being covered. It was wet quarter of a mile ago. Just like that, it turned to being covered. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna leave a clip of how bad it can be on another one of my other routes. I was up on 90 in New York. It'll be a 30-second clip. So make sure you stay to the end of this video to see how intense that clip is at the end. These are things you have to deal with as a truck driver. The weather can change, drop of a dime. Higher elevations is colder. The moisture's there. The snow will be a little more heavier, a little more wet. Look how quickly this right lane got covered. Now I can move to the middle, but I'm gonna be holding up people behind me because I know I'm heavy. So now I'm getting towards the top, and you will be able to tell by your truck how it's running. You might start to pick up speed as you're starting to crest the hill. I've been on this route countless times, so I know it, and that we're getting towards the top. So the right lane is ending. I'm getting over to the left. As you can see, there's a truck parked on the right. The snow has picked up. Intensity has picked up. But we made it safely down Sandstone and up the backside of this hill. The road is covered now. Just like that. It was wet back there. Now it's covered. You can look off in the distance. The intensity of the snow has picked up. This is the Buffalo route. Upstate New York. This is what you have to deal with as a truck driver. I'm going to leave you with this. Everybody be safe. Get home safely. Arrive home safely to your loved ones. And have an awesome day. We'll catch you next time.